And now, BillyCBoxing.com presents Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down with Billy C. Here he is, Billy C.
And we're coming at you from the Billy C Studios in Lake George, New York. I'm Bill Calogero, and it's time for BillyCBoxing.com's Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down for professional boxing for today. That's May 23rd in the year 2012. Just one more reminder. I've been reminding you guys, hey, listen, we get a lot of comments on this show and as well as the Talkin' Boxing show. We do respond to them, whether they're in favor of our opinions or whether they're not. But if you want to hear what we respond to your comments, you got to tune in to the Talkin' Boxing with Billy C show. On a daily basis, we respond to everything. So, hey, if you take the time, we're going to take the time to give you a platform. So, okay, for today, we got a couple of thumbs up and a couple of thumbs down. First, thumbs up. We like to do the good things first. Thumbs up to Golden Boy Promotions for putting together not one but two very good matchups. At least on paper, they're very good. First, July 14th, we're going to get to see Amir Khan against Danny Garcia. That will be on HBO. I like the fight. Danny Garcia is a young fighter. He's coming out. He's coming off of a pretty big win. He's been a blue chip fighter since he started. I mean, this guy's been on the undercards of all the biggest shows. He's been primed. He's been waiting for an opportunity like this. I personally think it's a little too soon, just a little too soon. But, hey, the kid's got a belt. He is going to be fighting Amir Khan now. Amir Khan may be going into this fight after the WBA and the IBF return his belts. Should they return his belts, it'll be 3 belts on the line because right now the WBC belt belongs to Danny Garcia. So potentially we have at least the WBC belt is on the line and possibly 2 others. So I'm looking forward to it. I give it a thumbs up for that fight. And also thumbs up to Golden Boy for the other fight they just signed and announced late last night, Saul Alvarez against Paul Williams. Now, that one's going to be on pay-per-view. The Amir Khan and Danny Garcia fight will be on HBO. My only knock on having Saul Alvarez and Paul Williams on pay-per-view is that it shouldn't be. You know, Paul Williams is on his way back to the scene, I think. We could say that. You know, a lot of people, a lot of his value has gone down a little bit, and he's still a tough fighter. I don't see him in the upper echelon of fighters right now, but I don't see Saul Alvarez there either. So I like this matchup. I think it's a good test for Saul. He does show me a solid game. He shows me a solid game. He's technically a sound fighter. He's only 21 years old, and he's taken on a guy that many regarded as a pound-for-pound fighter at one time in Paul Williams. I think it's a good chance for Paul Williams to get back on the map, and I think it's a really good chance for Saul Alvarez to establish his place in the world of boxing for real. I know he's established in the eyes of a lot of people, but for real, a win over Paul Williams, I think, definitely gets him there, in my opinion. So I give a thumbs up to Golden Boy for putting together both those fights. Very good matchups. I'm into both of them. Thumbs up to Top Rank. Hey, you know what? They're keeping up with the reindeer games. Top Rank is putting on a pretty damn good show of their own. July 7th on HBO, Nonito Donaire against Jeffrey Mathebula. Now, Jeffrey Mathebula is a tough fighter. Make no mistake, 2 fights against Takalani Nadolov proved to us that he is a good fighter. Nonito Donaire, a lot of people are putting him as pound-for-pound top fighter already. I don't know. You know, as he's moved up, he hasn't looked that great. He claims he just hasn't been up for the fights. He's up for this fight. We'll get to see the real Nonito Donaire when he takes on Jeffrey Mathebula. I like the fight. It's supposed to be on HBO, and HBO loves the fight. So thumbs up to Top Rank, thumbs up to Golden Boy. Hey, we're giving both of those guys, arch rivals, thumbs up in the same day. Now, thumbs down. We got a couple of those. Number one, the Klitschko brothers. You know, I'm giving a thumbs down to them again for dissing the Chisora Hay fight. You know, listen, don't get me wrong. I value the Klitschko brothers. I think they're good for the sport of boxing. They're always keeping their nose clean. They're always prepared to fight. They are a poster child for the sport. We want our youth to look up at these guys. They are great role models. However, why are they dissing the Chisora Hay fight? You know, they not only do they even give David Hay the shot just because of his mouth, you know, now they're cutting him up about the fact that he's not going to be licensed by the BBBSC, and they said if he doesn't, that they're not going to get a shot at him. You know what? I say this. I say, as critical as I am of David Hay, I like the fact that David Haye is fighting Derek Chisora, and if David Haye beats Derek Chisora, I think David Haye is going to be in a position to get another big money fight against a Klitschko. And I'm telling you right now, regardless of what the Klitschkos are saying about the BBBSC, if David Haye beats Derek Chisora, there will be a David Haye versus Vitaly Klitschko, regardless of all the shenanigans they're talking about right now. So thumbs down go to the Klitschkos for playing a silly game. We all know that the winner of this fight is going to fight one of the Klitschkos. So thumbs down to the Klitschko brothers. And thumbs down to Antonio Tarver. Now, I'm very critical of him continuing to fight. I think he's got a great gig at Showtime and everything else. But he's really trying to fool us, the boxing fan, and this is my main thing. Here is a quote that he said in yesterday's press conference. He was talking about his training and preparing for his fight against Lateef Kayode, and he says, if we miss a day to get some rest, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. As long as I'm eating good, living right, and getting my rest, that's the main thing. We're not going to beat ourselves up in sparring. If I get fatigued to the point where I'm not sharp anymore, they pull me out. I'm doing things like a veteran, and that's where I think I'm doing it real smart. We're keeping things in perspective. It's about having my body catch up with my mind, because my mind is there. I'm sharp. The reflexes are still there as well, but the body has to catch up when I put my mind to it. Listen, all of that means is one of two things. Either he's playing games with Lateef Kayode and making him seem like he's old and he's out of shape and everything else, or the man is telling us the truth, that he can't even train anymore. Now, I've seen him train in his facility in Florida. He does look good in sparring. He does look good in the gym and everything else, but it's a lot different in the gym, sparring against guys that are trying to work you, than getting in the ring against a guy like Lateef Kayode. I'm not saying Lateef Kayode is a killer, because I don't think he is. I think he's got a long way to go. But you know what? This was a stupid fight for Antonio Tarver. I don't know how much money he's making for this fight, but I don't anticipate him to win this fight. A lot of people think that Antonio Tarver is still the magic man. He's going to need a big bag of tricks to win this fight. He's just too old. He's too slow. And to be honest with you, he never was that good. And he's fighting a guy that really wants to take his head off. Thumbs down to Antonio Tarver for saying the things that he's saying. You know what? It's time for him to shut up, get in the best shape he can, and get ready for a really tough fight next week. So, hey, that concludes our thumbs up, thumbs down. You know what I'm going to say. See you tomorrow. Ciao, baby.